Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. This episode is brought to you by Ectio, and check them out. They have some fantastic shoes with built-in ankle support that will keep you healthy and in the game. Now let's talk about the Heat versus the Golden State Warriors, because it was a fantastic game, even though the Heat had a lead for a lot of that game, but you're never out of it when you're the Warriors and you can shoot that well. Now here's the thing. I've noticed the Heat have ran a few plays that were very clever and definitely not in the norm for what we've seen. Normally their offense is very much ho-hum, stand around and let LeBron and Wade do their thing, but they did some stuff last night that made me believe that if they continue to do that and do it more, they won't even need Dwayne Wade to beat Indiana in the conference finals, because they're going to get easy scores on those kind of plays, and we all know that Indiana has been struggling mightily to score, and I don't think they're going to have a lot of success against the Heat in the playoffs, even though Bogle will have some time to adjust and get some plays for them. They're going to have to be very careful, because it's exciting for me to see that the Heat are doing some clever things on offense. It should come as no surprise that the Heat ran their 5-out set the second most often, and LeBron James benefited the most with 3 field goals for 6 points. While I'm still not a fan of the set, it's been effective for them. They jump right into 5-out when you see all 5 guys space the floor and stand. Chris Bosh usually then becomes the designated ball screener, and while Iguodala does an excellent job, what are you supposed to do with a step back fadeaway off one leg? Another example of 4 guys spacing the floor while Bosh screens. This actually turns into a post-up for Chris Bosh on the right block. Last year he used 27% of the Heat's post-ups, but this year it's down to 16%, and it's coaching criminality. A slight twist on 5-out when LeBron doesn't use the Bosh screen, instead passes and screens the ball himself. The Warriors decide to high hedge. Barnes needs to rotate over but doesn't see it, and it's the easiest basket LeBron has had in the half court all year. And you can see why I just don't like this offense due to how stagnant it is. But when they can turn it into a LeBron ISO at the elbow, the results are there, even if the process isn't. The Warriors' most popular way of scoring was with a screen and roll at the wing. Klay Thompson scored on 3 of them, while Steph Curry scored on 2. And this makes sense, seeing as though the Heat get out of position defending the wing screen and roll so often. Notice how Beasley stays with the ball handler across the middle even though Cole is also chasing. Curry doesn't take advantage, but it does lead to a nice 2-man game and a Klay catch-and-quick release shot. Another inside screen and roll, and watch where LeBron is. He doesn't need to be standing next to Chalmers, and it's Chalmers' job to communicate and get him higher. As a result, a simple cut to the top by Klay and a wide-open 3. Watch what the dribble pitch to start does to the defense. It forces a switch of LeBron onto Curry, and then when the inside pick and roll comes, they switch again. No biggie that LeBron is on Lee, but Bosh guarding Curry is a bad matchup for the Heat, and Curry makes them pay. Same play coming out of the corner, Allen has to switch onto Curry first, then gets caught in the screen, and Beasley has to switch onto Curry. And Steph is simply not nice to Beasley with his step back 3 in his eye. And on this play, they invert the wing screen and roll for Iguodala towards the baseline. Another switch happens, and on the penetration, Ray Allen gets caught ball watching, and that's all the opening Klay needs from the short corner. It's no surprise the Heat were able to attack and score in transition. What can kill a team is when Ray Allen can get easy looks off the break, and that's what happened last night a little bit. If you crash the offensive boards with multiple people, you had better get the rebound, or else you're opening yourself up for the Heat fast break. Watch how Cole runs to one corner, Ray runs right to the other, and LeBron throws a gorgeous lefty hook pass right on the money. And off this wild Curry miss, Crawford runs back to the lane instead of finding a man to pick up, and LeBron throws a nifty side pass that gets Ray right in rhythm for another wide open look. While the Heat are 14th in fast break points per 48 minutes, the Warriors are ranked 9th, and Harrison Barnes got half his points in transition. Barnes uses quick hands to poke the ball away from Bosh, and watch how he blows right past Cole, who should have been aware of him, for the dunk. This 4-on-3 fast break is a bit slower paced, but Harrison Barnes immediately attacks Ray Allen's closeout, and LeBron James strangely does not challenge. It seems that Barnes is much more comfortable running to the break in the three-point line rather than the short corner, and there's no hesitation on this one dribble pull-up splash. I wanted to point out a few sets I noticed the Heat run that were way more clever than what I've seen from them over the past several seasons. Is it possible the Heat have started getting more creative with their movement and attack? Watch how Cole dribble pitches to a running LeBron James, who then gets a screen from Odin. LeBron doesn't even need it as he gets to the rim and finishes an and one strong. Having LeBron get a pitch into a ball screen puts tremendous pressure on the defense. When Barnes rotates to pick up the rolling Odin, LeBron throws a perfect pass to Beasley, cutting for the layup. And watch this way cool wrinkle out of Horns. They put Ray Allen on the left elbow and Beasley in the left corner. On the entry pass to Bosh, Allen cuts through to the strong side while Cole does his customary cross screen in the weak corner. This opens up a curl and an easy shot for Beasley. I really like this. But lest we start crowning Kevin Durant the MVP too early, let's not forget that LeBron is an unstoppable force on his own, and the Heat have no problem letting him isolate as much as possible. The Heat ran pinch post to LeBron out of this set, but can also turn into pick and pop with an ISO. This looks a lot like a bad mellow ISO, but when you can finish a floater like this in front of two defenders, be my guest. Miami used 5 out to waste some time till they got what they wanted, an ISO on the left elbow on Klay Thompson. This is the exact shot the Warriors wanted to take, and LeBron says thanks. Moving to crunch time, the Heat find themselves down 1 with a minute left, and they clearly want to isolate LeBron, but just not on Iguodala. So the Ray Allen screen forces a switch, and while I was thinking he should attack, this is a clutch three. So the Warriors turn to their own high screen and roll with Curry and Lee. However, Curry sees an opening on Chalmers, and you have to see the replay to get a sense of how difficult this shot really was. LeBron struggled from the line and missed the chance to give them a 2-point cushion. And this was the key. You don't want to pass up a good shot, but you also don't want to give the best player on the planet a whole lot of time to beat you on the last possession. Ideally, you take a shot with around 10 seconds so you have a chance at the offensive rebound. Instead, the Warriors immediately break into another high screen and roll. While this is a tremendous take by Curry and an even better finish for the and one, you're setting yourself up for failure, leaving that much time on the clock for King James. So, after Curry nails the free throw for a 2-point lead, the Warriors need only get a stop for the win. But I really like that Spoelstra did not call a timeout here, since everyone already knows they're just going to isolate LeBron on top anyway. Everyone else was spaced far enough away that it was almost impossible to double LeBron to get the ball out of his hands. And it didn't matter because this was terrific defense by Iguodala, forcing LeBron into the exact shot they wanted, a leaning, fall-away three-pointer with a hand in his face. But LeBron is simply too good for this game. So there you have it, sports fans. The Warriors need to be very concerned because Memphis is still in the mix, and if they can jump up and the Warriors struggle at all, they might be out of the playoffs. Now I know it's crazy they can win another 10 in a row and be firmly in the playoff race, but it could go the other way too, the way they're shooting sometimes and the way their offense is sunk to very average levels. So be very careful if you're a Warriors fan to watch those offensive numbers because certainly with their defense is usually pretty good, they're going to need it to be able to stay in the bloodthirsty and bloodbath of the Western Conference. Well, thanks for joining us, sports fan. Lots more coming up. We'll be around for the All-Star Game, so be on Twitter to follow us and get our insights there. And don't forget, at B-Ball Breakdown, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You in?